All right, what's happening, people?
Yo.
Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out channel. This is Fight Talk with the BMAs. I'm joined by my boy K West, who's in his place in Thailand, still having his journey out there. And we're going to talk about some fights. UFC 287, big fights in Miami. Freaking awesome card, awesome fights. But first of all, yeah, man, how you doing, bro? How's
Oh,
things in
I'm
Thailand? Tell us
taking,
about the journey. Tell us. We haven't spoken in 2 weeks, so I remember last
yeah,
time we spoke, you done so much in just a week. How much
yeah.
has been going on in the last 2 weeks, man?
So I've finished my third qualification, which was Tuxen, which is like a chisel and a hammer. I put it on my those who watch and follow my Instagram, you'll see I got like a wooden kind of chisel, and I'm hitting away at the soft spots of the tissue. So that's the last one, and I'm trying to get them to give me an online version of a sports massage certified teacher course. So because at the moment we have there's a lot of holidays going on. Songkran is around the corner, so and schools are kind of like just on holiday at the moment. So they basically said to me, there's like a pause of all the studies and everything right now. So we're gonna try to do an online thing for you, which yeah. So we'll see. I'm still waiting for the answer to hear from that. If not, it's something that I'm gonna have to do when I come back. But yeah, like I'm still in Chiang Mai. I do plan to leave after Songkran. I'm here until at least 7 more days, and then I'm gonna go down south to Koh Samui and hang out there, speak to some resorts, see what kind of work's available. Got a couple contacts who know a couple things. So yeah, I'm just trying to make some groundwork, man, and come back with some knowledge. Maybe do 6 months there, 6 months in UK, teach people online about being a sports massage therapist, and add in other techniques in, and then even handing out certificates to students. That's a possibility. I'm like, yo, that's cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. So you're
So
already
yeah,
thinking about
pushing.
living in Thailand, like 6 months there, 6 months in the UK. You're already thinking about long-term sort of thing, man. So that's that's
Yup,
that's awesome, man. So I mean, it
I'm
feels
on
like you're
job with it, man.
convinced after like 3 weeks that like, yeah, this is me. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, it is, man. And like people that I've been talking to, they're just like, you know, I my my best friend Sassui, he was like, yo, man, like you're probably thinking about ripping up your passport right about now. Because I see you enjoying yourself on Instagram. Like, yo, I can see you just not coming back. The energy, the this, the that, you're not missing anything. And I'm just like, yeah, I believe you. I really believe you.
I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, I don't blame. And you got,
You
yeah,
see?
you've always, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you've always had like a free, open mind. You're not like you're not fixated in one way. You're free to open and
Nah, man.
explore. You're not, trying
Exploring.
to. Yeah, I mean, you're open, man. You know what I mean? And Thailand just feels like a perfect place to just kind of free your mind and go and exploring what you want. Live there if you want. Live, maybe go back to the UK if you want. You just got great options. I think you got a good, clear
Mm,
head on your future. Yeah, you're not fixated in one place,
thank
which is
you.
I think is a great thing, man. And it gives you
Thank
that.
you.
Not only does it give you that opportunity, but it gives your mind that mental peace of. Why did it say signed
Mm.
out? You've been signed out because you're currently. Oh no, that must be cool. No,
Ooh.
sorry, my bad. But you got that.
So,
It gives your mind that mental peace that I can live here. I'm cool for 6 months or a year or whatever. Whereas like
solid.
I think like with me, I mean maybe my mind's changed now because I've lived abroad away from home for over 9 years.
Mm.
But for me,
You've
it's
been a
like
nomad too.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, exactly. I was that when I was in, yeah, but like now I'm like, it's got to have a purpose for me. And I've got a wife,
Yeah,
and I do want to get home
yeah,
eventually. So it's kind of like,
sure.
should I make that move? No, I can't. I can't just
Yeah,
move somewhere. But it's great that you're
yeah,
in that
yeah.
mind frame. I remember that mind frame. I never had that mind frame to be
Wow.
honest, but I had it when I moved to Hong Kong, right? Which is an opportunity that came to me. I wasn't looking for it, but it came to me, and then that mind frame came. Um,
Mm.
but honestly, even though I was still in Hong Kong, I still was fixated. I wish my mind was still open. It only opened after I moved to Singapore, and I was like, hold on, I could have moved. I could have moved sooner. I could have moved. I got opportunities to move around. Like, cause I, no regrets, but I always wish I lived in Japan for 2 years. I wish I'd done. If I could go back, I would have done Hong Kong 2 years, Japan 2 years, and maybe Singapore 2 years or something like that. But hey, life worked out the way it did. It's all good. But I'm grateful. I'm happy that you're in a good place, man. It's good to see you smiling and happening and enjoying things, man. That's what I love to see.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I mean, it hasn't gone without its hitches. I had a bit of an accident yesterday, man. It could have been crazy, man. Like,
what happened, man?
So me and my friend Kasimba will go and I don't like riding on bicycles, or like motorbikes, any of these bike stuff. I do not like doing it. Yet I had found myself upon many a back of a few scooters and safely getting around, no problem. And we had this mission to go up to some mountain to go. It's the whole thing, but it was quite unstable, and he kind of like jutted, and that kind of unbalanced me, and then it unbalanced everything. And luckily, we just kind of fell sideways without any issues. So I fought, and then I felt my leg burn, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Then I realized I put my leg on the engine, which was hot. So so I won't show anything because we'll get that graphic shit going on. But yeah, it's that happened. So I listen. This shit's crazy, man. Like I got chased by wolves,
what?
wild dogs. Yeah, man, it was crazy. Like wild dogs, like stray dogs.
Oh my God. Okay, but they're descendants of wolves, man. They'll still whip you apart.
Yeah. Like if I go into the details, it's crazy. But to keep it real short, this happened near the mountain, right? And just before the mountain, there's a place to eat. So I said to my friend, "You go do what you need to do. I'm done. I'm gonna go and take my sorry ass here."
This was after the accident.
This is after the accident. Yeah, yesterday after the accident, around 1 p.m. I'm gonna go lick my wounds. I'll give me a holler when you get there safe, because his clutch had busted, right? Get there safe. Boom. He went on his way. I went on mine. The people very nicely at this place, they gave me iodine to clean it, right? Aloe vera, and they fed me. So I was there for a little while. And the dog, one of the dogs came round to say hello. And because I had kind of removed the little do-rag that I had on it just to keep it covered so no flies go into it, I had removed it, and the dog kind of came round and kind of sniffed, and I was like, uh-oh, that's like open flesh, right? And it licked near, and I was like, ooh, and then it wouldn't leave me alone, and I was like, oh shit. And I told them, and they just quickly hushed him away, and he moved, and I was like, shit, that's not good, And then I met this guy from Boston called Tony. While I was sitting there, we were chatting for a bit. Tried to call a taxi to come up to where I was, but because I was literally after a dam. I'll show you the videos, but we crossed over a dam and everything, and it's quite far out. So I could imagine taxis, they're going over a couple of bridges to come here. So I kept calling, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna walk further. I've fed my stomach. I got some ice cream. I'm smiling. I'm hurt, but I'm going. So I kept walking, and these dogs were kind of there. And when cars would go past, they kind of scutter away, and I was like, okay, cool. They're not really trying to do nothing. Walked past a few of them, and one black one just kind of like the other three kind of walked and went about their way, but one of them just kept following me for a good while. And I was like, because at this point I'd open up the thing, the bandage, so my wound was open, right? And I put iodine on it in case to kind of dampen the smell, and I was like, oh damn it, put iodine on that shit, and started walking, and it kept moving with me, and I was like, shit, it's not stopping, moving. Anyway, eventually I got to this turning, and it kept following, and then it kind of stopped and kind of barked and stopped, and I kind of lost it over the hill. So it kind of shepherded me out of its territory, like, hey, get the fuck out of here without a permit, bitch.
You're my hood, boy. Get out of here.
Yeah, literally. So anyway, I got through that one, and there was more dogs as I was walking. It's like a long strip of road, and I was like, nah, man, this is bullshit. But I kept kind of waiting around this point because it was like that dog that chased me out of the area up the hill. and a bunch of other dogs that was down there, that was kind of just walking up this way. So I kind of got past them, and there was a stretch where cars kept kind of going past. So I kept kind of trying my luck to
Hitchhike.
flag one of them down. Yeah, exactly. And luckily, I saw the security guard guy, and he looked at me, and I showed him my leg, and he's like, "Oh!" Because before I think nobody thought I was serious. Just some random black guy, just like, "Hey, yo, can you
Yeah,
give me a
yeah.
ride? I won't hurt you. Hey." But the moment I was like, "Look," he was like, "Oh!" And then he helped me. He called another guy, and he took me down, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have to get on a scooter again." Okay, fine. So I got on the scooter, and then went back to like the depot, and they called an ambulance for me.
Oh wow. Damn.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but they it didn't take long for them to see me. That was quite like, I was really surprised by that, because I'd
It's
heard
very nice
obviously
of
it was,
them. Like, they really like wanting to look
yeah,
after you. They could easily just ignored you. You know what I mean? Like people could do that, man.
yeah, but the guy who was there at the base is like this older guy. He called he called the ambulance, and the other guy who I saw on the road, he was shocked. He was like, "Whoa!" He called the ambulance for you, like, "Yo!" I was like, "Whoa!" So yeah, it was really nice of them. I had to pay like $200, which is like nothing, for some what do you call it, antibiotics, and pills and whatnot, paracetamol. And that was it, man. Took my blood pressure. It was all good. Got flirted on by the physician. That was interesting.
Got flooded on. What do you mean?
The guy was trying to, like trying to touch my arm. I was like, "Yo, I don't have any issues there."
Oh, I see. Okay.
He was flirting with me, man.
Oh, damn. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, he's
yeah,
trying his luck in it. Why not?
yeah. I mean, he helped me out. So what's up, man? But that's it.
Yeah, that's as far as I go, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Well, listen,
So
I'm glad to hear that you're safe. Be careful out there, man. I mean, it's easy to say,
yeah.
but honestly, do be careful. I'm like you, bro. I don't get on motorbikes or whatnot, and I've done it twice. Once in Vietnam, and that was
Mm,
scary. But I'm like, in a way,
mm,
I was like, you're an expert because you do this all day. But still,
mm,
it was
mm, mm,
scary.
mm,
Second time was when I went Cambodia, and the
mm,
tour guide, she had a
mm,
motorbike, and I was like, "Where's the car? What do you mean we're gonna come around on
mm,
your motorbike?"
mm,
And we
mm,
did
mm,
the first day, and we went far, 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 and it was the
mm.
worst thing ever because you're just
Oh,
holding on,
good,
and we're
good, good, good.
driving for a long period of time.
Yeah,
I'm on the
yeah.
way back. It was the scariest thing because I'm kind of falling asleep, and I was like,
Ooh,
"We need to stop because this is long." And then I remember the next day I told her, "Just get a car."
yeah,
I don't like motorbikes either, bro, man. So anyway,
yeah,
just be
yeah.
careful, man. Like you
I'm
know,
done with it. Honestly, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I don't give a damn. I'm done with them. I feel like I rode my luck long enough, and like that could have been really bad. Like I could have been fucked up.
yeah,
Like
man. And you don't,
you
yeah,
know.
man. Can you not rent a car there? Like
I
maybe,
can, but like Grab is quite easy to access, Like
yeah,
if I
yeah,
would
yeah,
have
yeah.
known that this location
Cheap
was
as
this
well.
treacherous, exactly, I would have just done that. But we tried our luck with it, and that was it. And he he ended up going up. I couldn't get hold of him, and the clutch was broken, like I said. So I was like, shit, what happened to him? And even the people I was speaking to, they were like, what happened to your friend? I'm like, I don't know.
Have
And
you
I
heard from him
heard,
yet? I hope he's okay, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, what happened with him is up the mountain, there's like no signal. And he didn't
Mm,
get none of my calls or nothing because, until he came back down and he was there late and everything. So he had it treacherous because he had to come down with no clutch in the darkness.
damn, damn.
Yeah,
I wouldn't risk it, man. It's scary,
it was
man.
too much. It was too much. It was too much. It was too much. He's like, he's not even a native. Yeah, so he's no extreme expert. Like maybe, maybe a native, is better off because what was dumb about this guy, without naming any names, he did have a couple accidents he had told me, but he said he was being reckless because he was by himself. And I
Mm.
always kept it in my mind, and I was just like, ooh, I'm being reckless too by just by going on this in the first place. And two, you told me you just fucking crashed like Rocky races and shit. Like, yo.
Yeah.
So anyway, all in all, I count my blessings, big time, because that could have been a mess.
Man,
So
it could have been worse, as you said, man. But I'm glad you're okay, bro, because that could have been It could have been really bad, man. Some scary stuff.
Yeah. So I've been licking my wounds today and watching people get beat up, and that's been great.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did get a chance to watch the fights because you know, we
Yeah, I
get a
woke
chance
up
to
for it.
catch up and talk about them and whatnot.
Yes.
Let's get into it, man. Like, let's get into the fights, man. Listen,
Yeah.
big exciting card. Right. I couldn't watch them. Apologize. I wish we watched them
You
together and then we
folded.
could have think, but I
Yeah,
slept. I've
yeah.
been sleeping bad, so I just need to get that sleep. Anyway,
Oh no.
main fight. Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. Now, spoiler alert, of course, you know, bro, that knockout by Adesanya was crazy.
What?
And he put him out cold. It was like 4 fights of revenge. This was the 4th fight, right? So it was like revenge.
Yeah.
It was like that revenge punch for everything you've ever done for me. Out cold. Now, leading up to the fight, bro, I was watching. I mean, I was listen. I love Pereira. I think he's awesome. Don't get me wrong. But I was like, I feel like I want. I'm a fan of Izzy, man. He's a comic booky.
Same.
I find him so
Same.
relatable. Yeah, man. I love it. I love his steez and everything. He's an amazing fighter. And I just saw in the interviews, and obviously he was very serious. But I really, I thought he's gonna come out with a heavy pace. That's what it sounded like. He was like, I'm gonna take him out early, and he did.
Yeah.
But I thought he was gonna be more aggressive. But he was actually really patient. But what I did notice, though, when he was getting caught up against the fence, in the previous fights, he would just kind of get out the way. Whereas in this one, as he said, he played possum and then boom. Because he knew, I think that's what they worked on, you know, like going up against the fence, letting Pereira thing, and then, as he said, play possum. And I thought he was going to be wrestling heaven. I thought he was going to be very wrestling heavy for some reason. Not for some reason. I just heard some interviews and I thought, that guy's gonna wrestle him. But boy, he played it. He done like he still was calm and composed. He did still take his time. But I think in that position where it's like when he tries to bombard you with strikes rather than try and maybe move and whatnot like he did last time, like cover up, play possum and strike.
Opportunity
like,
and
you know what I mean?
counter,
Like what attack is, you know what they say, attack is the best defense or whatever you call it. Maybe it was one of those, but man, if that was the plan, he executed beautifully because that was a knockout of the ages. He kept on saying it as well. It's like, what if I knock him out better than ever he's beaten me? Like, what if I finish him better than he's ever finished me? Right? I know he had that one knockout in kickboxing and whatnot, but in MMA, I mean, like he just solidified like just being again like one of the greatest. Like he's gonna be there, you know. He's definitely gonna be there. Like, so good. What do you think? I mean, he still got compromised a little bit with those leg kicks, but what did you think of the fight, man? I mean, it was on the edge of the seat moment, man. What did you think?
I was tense, man. I was so stressed. Like, you know, along with this injury, I swear I didn't even know where all the blood went. But I was stressed. But you know, throughout the whole fight, I'm also Anderson. Anderson. Well, I'm an Anderson fan, obviously, and through Anderson we got Adesanya, and that's all good, right? So, so yeah, like, yeah, I always thought it was too soon. You know, I'm sure you did too, right? Did you think it was too soon that he was fighting him? I know that was DC's comment too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was too soon, but just knowing Adesanya, I knew he's good because every time he's won a fight or when he became champion, he's like, okay, I'll take the biggest, scariest guy or the one that everyone thinks. He never shied away from it. Even with Pereira, he could have easily said, man, earn your way. Because I thought I thought Costa, I thought all these guys, earn your way. But he's like, no, I know you people want to see me. I know this guy's trying to get me. Come now. So I didn't think, I just think Adesanya he wasn't going to say no. He was going to be like, yeah, come get me.
No, of course not. Of course not. Never. But I expected what he needed to do, because in the first fight, I think most fights they often talk about the straight right of Adesanya to counter to kind of do damage, right? And that was kind of what he was using a lot in the last MMA fight that they had. And after that, it's going to be wrestling, which wrestling is not his forte, so he had to come up with something else, which is the possum, which is something that he probably didn't have tape for, didn't study it, you know, because he didn't see it. You know, if it was wrestling, he would have been ready for that. If it would have just been, you know, because obviously Adesanya is an extremely skillful and highly technical kickboxer in his own right as well. So it was good to see like a kickboxing fight, but you know, him also do a little bit of boxing technique with the rope-a-dope to also finish it, and it was beautiful. the one thing I noticed is that he pushed forward more. What did you think about that? That's what was
Yes,
different.
yes. I mean,
Different.
that's what I thought he was gonna do in regards to pace. Like
Push.
I thought he was gonna push the pace more, and he did. But
Right.
him, because
But
in a
he,
way, pushing forward is still making
pushing
the other guy
forward.
go on his back feet, right? So you're
Yeah,
pushing
it
the
was
pace. So he
better.
definitely did that.
It
Yeah,
was, yeah, that was, I think, you know what, out of other thing, it's probably that was the main thing that changed the dynamics of the fight, right?
definitely. And maybe
Mm.
Pereira underestimated Izzy's power. Maybe, you know, again, Izzy
Yeah.
played it smart because Izzy referenced Muhammad Ali and it was a George Foreman. And he was like, I played the rope
Yeah,
dope.
yeah,
I wanted him to think
yeah,
that I was either in
yeah,
trouble or for him to
yeah,
just let
yeah.
himself go. And then
Because
bang.
that's what he does. That's what he does, right? He
So
gets into
good.
that. He's like, okay, I'm gonna beat up your meat.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Pereira, when he did let go, he let go. Like, you know, he's throwing the strikes,
Yeah,
throwing knees. And
yeah,
then,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and the difference is like, if he hurt Adesanya, then there's a difference, right? Because you're wobbly, your mind's all over the place. So playing the rope-a-dope might be tough because if you try to strike back, it might not be as precise or as clear. It might be telegraphed or
Mm,
whatnot. So,
mm,
but in a moment where you're fresh-headed, everything's cool, and then you play the rope-a-dope,
mm,
and then you play possum, it's like, oh yeah, come
mm.
get me, because you know I want
Yeah,
to get you. It's a different perspective to it, right? So
yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, it's easy, man. Yeah, I was just so happy for him, man. I mean, again, I want Pereira to kind of build up again and go through the ranks. And there's so many
He's
great,
gonna
exciting fights.
he's gonna jump. He's gonna jump weight, I think. Maybe
I
light
heard that
heavyweight.
too, 205,
Yeah,
which would be great
yeah,
as well for him. That'll be
yeah.
interesting up that weight class.
I think so.
But with
I think
Izzy,
it'd be better.
that's exciting because you know,
Big
I
time.
think it solidifies him as one of the best. And then, you
That
know, in
looks
that
beautiful, man.
division, you got in that division. He's beaten everyone now, but who you got? Who else you got in that division actually?
Remember Strickland. But you know what? You know what? Uh, what was impressive? His timing to interrupt the left hook. If you
Mm,
see, he was getting ready for the left hook, and Izzy threw a jab, and that kind of stopped off the time. It kind of stopped the momentum a little bit, which was great because if not, you let him start doing what he needs to do and tenderize your shit, then it's wrap, right? If he gets a clean one. But I noticed like in close, it was almost like I saw an anime view. It was like and he interrupted that one, and then that just kind of threw everything off, and then he did the magic, man. Watch it
yeah.
again and look for the interruption of that.
I think
It could
it's a
change
fight I
everything.
definitely need to watch again because I was like,
Yeah,
I
I've watched
was
4 times, man.
already, yeah, I was
Yeah.
on the edge of my seat because I was just like I say, like I don't dislike Pereira at all. I think he's also, but I
Yeah.
was nervous because I wanted Izzy to win. You know what I'm trying to say?
Same,
So I was just kind
same,
of edge of the
same,
seat,
same.
and then there was a part at the end of the round one where Pereira put it on, and maybe that was Izzy's plan. I don't know, like just to play that rope a dope thing and whatnot. Pereira did
Right.
catch him with a few
Yeah.
leg kicks, and Izzy said it that
He
man he did, you know, it
hurt.
was hurting
Yeah,
still.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And he did
yeah. He
catch him with
did.
a
He
couple
did.
left hooks, with a left hook at least. So it's scary. But then
Yeah,
when
yeah,
he got
yeah,
that
yeah. He
knockout,
did.
it was just so, because when he was, the thing is, the way it was done, like when he was against and Pereira was pushing it on him, that's part of the fight where, as a fan, you jump up, you're like, oh shit, and then
Yeah, yeah.
you
What's
knocked him at
coming?
that point, you're like, oh shit, like you're at the edge of your seat throughout the whole thing, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like the excitement of that whole scene was just epic. It was just so
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. What's gonna happen now? You know, who's gonna get the vital hit that's gonna, put someone in the shadow realm?
that's
And it
it.
was Izzy.
It was
So
Izzy.
smart.
Knocked him out
So
cold.
damn smart, man.
Yeah.
So smart. And then the celebration, man, with the 3 hours in the chest. Oh my God. Walked over to his son. Yo, remember that time? You need to sleep now too, my friend. Ugh.
Did he do that to his son? I saw him do that celebration. I didn't realize that was to his son. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a
Because
part.
his
That's
son
great.
did it to him when he knocked him out.
I know, but he's a little kid. How old is the kid now?
I don't know, man. Like he said, he said he's petty, yeah? He said he's petty, so he did what he needed to do. Fuck
Well,
it.
I mean, if he admits that
Take
he's
it.
petty, I mean, because otherwise it's his son and it's a
The
kid.
kid's a man now. The kid's a man.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
think
Well,
the
if he's
kid's
a
a
man, then that's cool.
teenager.
Then I guess he could
I
take
think
it.
yeah, but when he did it, he was a kid.
True, 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 true. Yes, because it was many years ago, right? So we're
It was
talking
many
about
many years ago.
minimum, what, 10 years or something, or within that, right? Within 5 to 10 years anyway. So the
Yeah,
kid's got to be a man now. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, man. That was majestic, my Izzy. What a fight.
Revenge.
What a
Revenge
fight.
is
What
sweet,
a
I guess
fight.
you could say, after all of
Yeah,
that,
man.
man. After
He was
all of
too
that.
defensive in the first fight. That's what it. Too defensive in the first fight.
Yeah, and
And
you
I
know
think there was
what?
a lot of people thinking he was gonna fall under the pressure or whatever. But you know, he did what he had to do.
Definitely. And I think if he doesn't go up, if Pereira doesn't go up, we'll see this fight again. I think so.
You feel?
I
Really
think
feel?
so. I mean, I think Robert Whittaker has a great style again that could put Pereira out. I think Robert
Yes.
Whittaker, but like some of the other ones, like who's up there,
Marvin, Paulo.
they're strikers. I think he'll take them out. Marvin Vittori's good at wrestling, but I think Pereira can
He'll take him
nullify
out.
that.
Yeah,
Candelaire
because he's strong.
again. Yeah,
He's got good defense.
that's what I'm
Good,
saying. So I think he maybe. I honestly, I mean, Robert, maybe Hamzat, because he's coming up to 185. That'll be tough for him because if he wrestles him, it's going to be over, I reckon. So Robert Whittaker, Hamzat, wrestling, I think it might be a tough one. Everyone else, I reckon he can take him out, but I reckon they might see them again. I think there's a fourth one, not immediately though. I think honestly, Izzy said he should work for it, and I think that's true. And I think he should have a couple of fights in middleweight before he can get the title shot again.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Like he got in because of the name, and Izzy allowed it to happen as well. And it made a great story, almost like not quite like Holly and Ronda, but the idea of bringing somebody from another organization to go and beat the champ, and it worked out, and it made it exciting for us. So let him go and run the field like the rest of the guys.
That's it, man. Awesome fight. Well, let's go on to the co-main event, man. Jorge Masvidal versus Dario. What have I gone black for? Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert Burns, man. It's time. It's time for Masvidal to go to greener pastures. I feel like that this showed that it's time.
Yeah, and I think he done it great. In his hometown, it wasn't like a mad knockout or anything. He lost on decision. I think it was a perfect time, and he just knew. And I've been saying this to you, like I like Masvidal. I'm a fan, but I feel like against the higher tier of guys, he doesn't have that. Yes, he knocked out Darren Till. Yes, he knocked out Ben Askren and made him super, super, super exciting. He beat Nate Diaz, but I knew he'll be like a Nate Diaz, where he's popular, he's fun, you want to see him. But he's never gonna be the top tier as a champion. He's just a fun guy and a fan favorite. So I mean, you're gone.
What do you think of Sugar Sean possibly nullifying that little idea that you mentioned? Do you reckon he could possibly get a belt, or just be a popular guy?
Who's Sugar Sean? Sugar Sean could be popular, win belt, definitely.
Yeah,
I think he could win a belt. Yeah. Because he's still young and he's actually really good. He earned it with not earned it, but I think he proved himself with Petra Yang. Yeah, I think so. Like he could definitely hold his own and whatnot. You would have to wait and see, but I think he could definitely be a high. He's already in a high level, so I think so. But Masvidal retiring, I wish. And again, it's amazing that where he came from. He's a multi-millionaire now. He's got all these businesses. Good for him, man. I mean, especially when his popularity raised in the last couple of years, he utilized that so much to set himself up now.
Lemon juice, man.
Amazing. I mean, that you have to give him credit for that in itself. Like he utilized that and it was big. So good for him, man. A great career. You can't go wrong. Because end of the day, you can't go wrong with. He's a fighter, man. My guy's been fighting on the street and he's got 50 pro fights. Like, you can't say nothing to that, man. Do you think future Hall of Fame? Do you think he goes into Hall of Fame?
Snap. I hope that the issues he has with Kobe are able to be resolved in a nice way where everyone can win. Don't condone what he did. Don't know what he did. It's all alleged, isn't it? But don't condone any of that. But I really do believe if he doesn't get off that, I can't see the UFC giving him the Hall of Fame. I really can't see it.
Really? Because of that? You think they'll hold it because of that?
I think they might, man. I think they might. Because remember that the more that they're going to be more popular, people are going to be like, hey, they're not going to be down for that kind of thing. Like, I feel like I think it'll fly, man. I think it'll fly.
think that's not done anyway, man. I think they've, the rumor or the conspiracy is they asked Kobe to drop it and they'll give him a title fight, right? That's the conspiracy. I don't know if that's true,
Makes
but
sense.
it
Makes
feels,
sense. Makes
yeah,
sense.
I feel
Makes
like it's
sense.
done anyway with that. But I think,
Okay.
in the
Okay.
future, he'll go down as
I
a
think
Hall
he
of
should.
Fame.
I think he should.
But
I
what
just
he's
feel
put
like
in,
he needs
the
to get past it.
explosion of his career, the end of his career, leaving on I would say in a way, leaving on top because he
On
left
top, yeah.
at a popular against
Yeah.
Gilbert Burns and at the height of his popularity in Miami. Can't go wrong with
Yes.
that.
No
It's not
doubt.
like he had 7 defeats and knockouts and he was like, oh, I'm done now in some random
Nah,
state or
man.
something. You know what I mean?
Nah. He fought some of the top guys in the division. Like he was meant to be washed up,
That's it,
But you
yeah.
know what? The thing is about him, right? Just imagine all those decisions that went against him. If things went a little bit different, his career would have been vastly different. But all the same, I'm sure he got fantasy ending, like you said, and I'm glad that we were able to watch him fight, man.
That's it. And the thing is, I think his career worked out exactly how it should have. I mean, because think about it this way, right? He knocked out Darren Till in amazing fashion. Then he had that little thing with Leon Edwards, and he skyrocketed
Oh,
from there. And then he had
he
that
did.
amazing knockout against Ben Askren. And that if that all didn't happen, I don't think he would have been as popular as he was. He wouldn't have got the shine as he did. So that worked out for him perfectly.
He had nothing
So
to lose. I feel like that's what it was. He had nothing to lose, so he went for the stars and went got the moon or whatever he said.
that's it,
So
man.
yeah, man, great, man,
That's
great.
it. And Gilbert
It's
Burns,
amazing to see him go.
he's one of the best in the
Oh,
world
he's a
anyway.
machine.
Yeah, he's
So
one of the best in
fast,
the world. Yeah,
so fast.
yeah, definitely. One of the best in the world. He's definitely, I don't know if he's going to get a title shot. I still think maybe him and Bilal should fight. If that's anything. Or I know Bilal's trying to get Kamaru Usman because he's not going to get a title shot. So maybe Bilal gets Kamaru Usman. I don't know if Gilbert Burns will get the title shot next, but Hamzat's coming in that division. I don't think a rematch is. I mean, it was a great fight, but I don't think a rematch is necessary with those two. But you never
With
know
who?
with Gilbert Burns.
Oh, you never know. Yeah, you never know.
Never know. Never know.
It was fun, right?
Yeah.
It
Well,
was
good
very
fight,
fun.
man. Good freaking fight. Exciting. Let's move on, bro. Bantamweight division, man. Rob Font versus Adriano Yanez.
Oh
Bro,
my gosh.
Rob
Oh
Font
my
was
gosh.
on point, man.
Oh
Beautiful.
gosh. They say he's one of the best boxers in the division, right?
Yeah.
He's like his boxing is so pure, man. Like to have that in MMA is scary. It's so ridiculously like underrated his boxing. Jesus. He
Very
pieced
clean,
him
man.
up.
Just jab straight, just jab
It
straights and double jab
yeah.
straights and that uppercut that initially was one of the first ones that it was off a clinch, but an uppercut that kind of rocked him.
That was disgusting,
And
man.
he was very composed. Like he didn't go for the kill. Like he went for the kill, but he was very composed and calculated when he did it.
Sharp,
Yeah,
man.
very sharp.
We had some good boxing boxers in MMA in this one because even I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but even Chris Curtis as well. He was super boxing heavy. Notice that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. He kind of reminded
But
me of how come on, man. Why have I gone blank?
who? Where you go? Oh, I know Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee.
No.
Oh damn.
Kimbo
Okay.
Slice. Sorry, Kimbo Slice. It kind of
Oh
reminded me of like the way Kimbo Slice used to hold his hands up and just bob his head left and right. Yeah. But
Rest
yeah,
in
no, we
peace.
did have some good boxing. I mean, look, I think Rob Font
Yeah.
gave Adrian
Oh
Yanez,
my
who was
God.
on a rise as well, like an opportunity.
Yes, he
I think
was.
Yanez was about 11 or something or 12.
Something like that.
So he was like,
He was
yeah,
up.
like, I'll give you an opportunity. And he showed him that, there's more to be worked on. Like there's levels
There's
to this.
levels to the game.
Yeah, and Rob Font's
Yes. I like
definitely
when this
one of them in
happens.
the top, in the bantamweight division. That he can, maybe he can get another, I don't know, rematch with Cheeto, or there's a few of them up there. So maybe
Yeah.
I know Usman is looking for a fight, Nurmagomedov. So Rob Font trains at, he train at the same gym as them? No.
I'm not sure, I'm not sure.
Okay,
I
AKA,
don't
I'm not
know.
sure. Anyway, but that's interesting for him. Welterweight division, bro. Kevin Holland, the big mouth.
Oh
Well,
my God. I
what you
didn't see
call
the
it? Not big
finish.
mouth anymore, right? Trailblazer versus Santiago
Trailblazer.
Ponzinibbio. I mean, man, he found that finish. He found that left hook.
I didn't see it, man. I
Did
fell
you see the
asleep.
fight?
I
Oh,
didn't see the ending of the fight. I just saw because at that point, my Wi-Fi was doing the most, and
Mm.
I wanted it to do the least, like work for me, and that's it. Don't jump around. So I
It
missed
was
most of it.
it was look. End of the day, like Kevin Holland was winning the fight. Like I wouldn't say he was.
Uh,
I don't think he was like smashing it, but he was winning the fight. He was getting more
uh,
shots in. He was using his range a
uh,
lot more. Ponzinibbio was great
okay.
with the leg kicks. I mean, he teared up his legs and
Ah, yeah, I
everything.
remember seeing those. They
Yeah,
look vicious,
and in
man.
the first round, Kevin Holland, because he's got that power, right? He did connect him with
He
little back
does.
fist and knocked him down. But
It was the back fist. I saw that clip, and then
yeah,
yes.
then the left hook, the way he connected, I mean, because he caught the leg kick, and then Ponzinibbio was kind of running back, but as he turned, clipped him with that left hook,
That's what happened.
and finished him like
Okay.
just that power, man, just finished him, and then just kind of. I know Ponzinibbio was disputing the stoppage a little bit, but it was clean because he landed face first, and then even when he was face first,
Ooh.
Kevin Holland
Uh,
kind of got on top and just kind of like ground and pound a little bit.
Beat him up.
And yeah,
Beat him
he
up.
was out. He was out cold. Great
He was
fight,
out.
Kevin Holland. Good to have him back in the win column
Yeah,
after
for
that
sure.
fight with Hamzat. But
The tornado.
yeah, man, he guys always getting into beef as well, like him and Masvidal. Even though Masvidal's
Yeah.
done now, but he called him out anyway. But before the weigh-ins and whatnot, they not the weigh-ins, the press conference, they got into a little something. But
Yeah, I heard about
yeah.
that. Nah,
What
Masvidal,
about
man,
going back to the
chill.
bantamweight division, man? What about Raul Rosa, who there was a lot of hype behind him versus
Yo,
Christian
he
Rodriguez?
he just he got taught a lesson. That's it, man. He'll be back. He got taught a lesson. He was calling that I beat everybody and so on. He got humbled, man. So I hope he's able to like take that the right way, come back stronger, and that's it. And he doesn't end up like the Sage North cuts or the Mickey Gall or the Paige Van Zandt. Hopefully he has true grit, and he can go somewhere with it. What do you think?
Definitely. I agree. I agree. I mean, 18
Mm.
years old, he's got so much time, which is crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
There was a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
hype behind him, and
Massive.
it maybe, yes,
He
of course,
gassed
he should
out,
believe
man.
himself. Yeah, but maybe, of course, but there should be a humbleness to it, right? And
Mm.
maybe he just overlooked because that first round, he went out like a madman.
But
And
that's why.
it was amazing how Christian Rodriguez was so calm,
Mm.
very relaxed. And
Mm.
from that
Mm.
moment, I just knew after the first round, oh, he's gonna kill him now because he was so chilled
Mm.
and relaxed, and he was relaxed for the whole fight. And then it just Rosa
Mm.
just was gassed out, man. He had nothing,
Gassed
and
out. Yeah, yeah,
being
yeah.
beat like really kind of put him like it just kind of showed him like what Rosa wasn't put in in any in what do you call it adversity putting any adversity before.
Yeah, prior to this. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he
That's
just
when it was
didn't know how
real
to
test.
handle it. He gassed himself
No.
out. He should
Yeah.
learn. They should have taught like his coaches and his teams like like I know you got the hype behind you, but you don't have to win in the first round and like
Like,
take the time,
yeah.
pace yourself. Like that's a
Don't
lesson to be learned.
yeah.
Like pace yourself.
Massive.
Yeah.
Massive,
So
massive, massive. So we'll see what happens after this, isn't it? Like he's gonna go one of these ways that I mentioned. So let's see what happens.
definitely, I wish him the best. He's a young kid, man. So I hope he,
Mm.
just takes his time and gets back on the drawing board and just slowly, all right, let me work my way back up, and that would be great for him.
Mm. Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, I watched the prelims because by the time I watched it, they were all on Fight Pass.
I think I
You
saw.
mentioned
Go on.
you mentioned the middleweights, Chris Curtis versus Kelvin Gastelum.
Yeah.
That was a fight of the night. It was a great
I'm
freaking back and forth.
glad for Gastelum, man.
So happy for him,
He's
yeah.
dope. He's
And he looked
still
good
dope.
though. He looked really good. His
He
hands look
looked
good. Good footwork.
again. I didn't even think of him, but he's also a heavy boxing orientated, MMA fighter as well. Yeah, I forgot about him. But there's three dudes we had on this card that were like they're very boxing orientated style in MMA. It's very unusual to see, isn't it?
Good hands. Yeah. I mean, Kelvin Gastelum with that straight right. It was, the double straight right. It's just clean boxing was very. And
Yeah,
then it was a
so
dogfight a
smooth.
little bit as well because Curtis was
Yeah,
putting it on him,
yeah.
throwing those body shots. But
But
man, great
Gaslam's
fight.
ahead, man. Gaslam's way ahead. Like I think at some point, maybe you saw it too after maybe maybe the second round, you could see that Gaslam was the one that was dictating the fight.
Mm-mm-mm.
Curtis was like behind, he was the one kind of marching to Gaslam's beat. I saw it as fairly one way after maybe the first round.
Yeah, I like, you know, Curtis. I mean, he trains with Sean Strickland, and they fight all the time, right? That's their probably the training. I mean, I think, you know, boxing heavy is cool, but at the highest level,
you need to
you really need to
mix
mix it
it up.
up.
Yeah, I
Exactly,
was gonna
exactly.
say when you mentioned Strickland, I mean, I tell you that guy, I can't do his job. He could do my job, but he's stiff as shit, man. I don't see him throw much kicks in and whatnot, and I feel like Chris Curtis needed to do that. Be a
Yeah,
mixed martial artist.
especially in the future, you know, as you're
Mm.
growing and whatnot. It's good to see Kevin Gastelum back in the win column, and just see him on a good pace.
Yeah, man,
I
he
don't know
looked
how far he
so
can
good.
take it, you know, because that division is definitely you know, you got Adesanya up there, and he gave Adesanya, apart from Pereira, his hardest fight, right?
Yeah,
So he's
yeah,
definitely got
yeah.
potential to get back up there, man. So it's great to
I
see that.
hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. Because this card, man, it was pretty dope.
Yeah, man. I mean, before that, we got Michelle Woodson.
I didn't see that fight. Who won? I reckon
She
Michelle lost.
she lost. She lost by decision. It was. I felt a little bit controversial
Really?
because Woodson
Really?
was connecting a lot with the front kicks, the front kick teeps to the face. She did get a takedown, or I think she got a takedown or two. It did seem a little bit, but it was close. It was a close fight. So you know,
She
it,
needs knockouts, man. I think if she had that in her arsenal, she would win more.
I mean,
You
she's
know?
great with that karate stance and whatnot. But when people
Yeah,
get
but
through
just
it, she's not afraid
finish.
to bang. But you know, like I don't
Yeah.
know, man. It felt like a close fight, but
So,
yeah,
oh,
Luna
I
took
would.
it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. What else? What else? What else?
Before that, you had Gerard Mershaw versus Joe Pyfer.
Yes, he got
Yeah,
folded, man. He
he got
got
folded. That
folded.
body was it a body shot? That was the bottom of the body shot, right? No.
He kind of clipped him with this one like this. Remember?
Yeah. It wasn't a body
And then
shot.
he
Yeah.
caught him with something else after that. But it was this stuff. It was a close shot, and then I don't
You
remember what the follow-up
saw
shot was.
what you saw as well is it was Mershaw didn't want to fight anymore. Like after he got clipped with that shot, he was covering,
Yeah,
and even though what's his
fair
name,
enough.
Piper wasn't hitting him really at that moment, he was still covering and turtling up, which kind of showed
Yeah,
that
he wasn't
he
trying
doesn't
to.
he's done. Like he doesn't want to get hit no more. He's done with the
Yeah.
fight. So you know he's up and coming.
Wait,
Piper's
the
up and
fight
coming.
or in general?
No. Just in that fight, like he got hit so hard
Ah.
or whatever it is, he was just like, I'm done.
Yeah, he
Because
was out. Yeah,
again,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Pfeiffer didn't swarm him. He just was kind of being
Mm,
composed. But Mershaw's
yeah.
just body language just said, I'm done with this fight. Um,
It was a body then. It must have been a body shot.
you know what? I'm trying to think back. The body shot might have been, no, that was a
Because I know
decision.
they thought that it was this one that actually started it, but it wasn't. It was like a near miss and then another shot and then he went down.
The
I think
body
it's the
shot I'm actually
body.
thinking about was on the early prelims with the flyweights, Steve Garcia versus Shai Yilan. That was the body shot I was thinking
That
about.
was
Yeah, so I
dirty.
think this was
That
actually no, I don't.
okay.
I think this was a. I
Early
think I can't remember,
prelims.
right cross or something.
Can't hit him. Anyway, yeah. He didn't want anymore, man. He was done.
That's it, man.
He
But
was
that's it,
done.
man. I mean, look, the rest of the fights were fun, great card, um, exciting card, man. Bloody hell, man. We've had some. Like we were talking earlier on in this week, man. We've
We
had a good
spoke,
card
man.
every
We
month,
had a
an
good year.
exciting, fun card
We've
every
had a
month.
good year.
Next week we got Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen. Great to see Max Holloway back. Arnold's up and coming in the UK. From the UK scene. If Arnold Allen can get through Max Holloway, then you know he's up there, right?
Then
But if
he's up
Max
there.
Holloway
Yeah.
can take him out, then you know Max Holloway's he's still there. You can't
He's
you
still,
know don't think he ain't going
yeah.
nowhere. We also got Edson Barbosa, who's always fun to watch. Fighting
Oh, okay.
Billy Quantilo. My bad, you know I
Who's
can't
that?
read. Who else you got in the card?
This is
Yeah,
next
should be
week.
another fun card next. Is it next week? Yes. The
Next week? Wow.
16th of
So
April.
soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's next week. Yeah. Wow.
Clay Guida's on that card. My guy's still
Clay
doing it, man.
Guida's fighting.
Yeah.
Oh
Pedro Munoz
my
is on that
God.
card. Yeah.
That guy.
Fun card, actually. Fun card with some of the classic guys are on there, man. So I'm looking forward to
Man,
that.
Clay Guida. Um, you know that they announced Volkanovski, of course, fighting Yair. Do you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure you came across that one. I don't know when. Did you see the date of that fight? By any chance?
I can't remember. I did. I think it was June or something like that. I don't know if it's during fight week, the international
Oh,
fight week. I don't know, but
okay,
that's
okay.
definitely. I mean that was
That was
Rodriguez
expected.
earned that, so he was just waiting for it to
Oh
get to
yeah,
be announced.
yeah. That was expected. That was expected. I think
Yeah,
there's a few others, but man, what a card to kind of kick off April, man.
great card. Great. It's just exciting. One of those
Jeez.
ones that you're just like, I can't wait for this, and it delivered, and just that main event was just amazing. So
Oh,
until the
who's
next one,
next?
what is the next
Adesanya.
big one actually? Hold on, what is the next
But
big
but
one?
but 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 but, but hold up, Sonny Jim. Who's next for Adesanya? Do you reckon?
Well, I mean that's
Strickland?
no Strickland. No, he's got to win some, right? He's not on a he. Who did he beat last? He beat Paulo Costa or no?
No, Strickland. Strickland beat no. Yeah, okay. No, Strickland beat this other guy. Remember, he beat this other guy recently.
Cannonier beat him, right? Cannonier beat Strickland, right? And they
Yeah, and then
fought.
Strickland fought another guy and he won. And it was like a last minute fight. Remember that? Last minute.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Yeah. I can't remember the
Yeah.
guy's name right now.
Some fairly new guy. He beat him just to give him the 1-2s. I don't know. It's gonna be a tough one for Izzy, but I'm glad that he's back, man.
Okay, yeah. Well, no, I don't know who's next, man. I mean, look, Hamza is in the middleweight now, so they might throw him in there just for excitement purposes. But Robert Whittaker,
Hmm.
he deserves it. He's been winning, and he deserves it. Another shot. So that
He
could be
needs
him.
to. He needs to. I think it would be good for him to take out Robert Whittaker if they have that. If they have that third fight, he has to take him out because Robert. I remember the last conversation Robert Whittaker had. He was saying that he got closer to him, and he did. Like it was a hardly fought fight in the second one, right?
Yeah, I think that's just Robert Whittaker's just he's just top of the league, man. He's just one of those guys,
Yeah,
super intelligent. Yes, he got knocked out in the first one. He came back closer
yeah.
in the second
He
one.
came back real close in the second
He'll be
one.
smarter again in the third one. He's just that good as
So
well.
is
He's on
he?
that intelligence level as Adesanya, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he does. He does. He does. But I think Izzy will have to like cut that one.
Yeah.
Next fight will have to be a knockout for it to be
Well, look,
like,
they got
okay,
fight
we're gonna
cards
fight.
on all April. So every weekend of
Oh
April, you
my
got a fight, which is
gosh.
great, right? And then the next big one is UFC 288, which is on May 7th, and that's Aljamain Sterling versus Henry Cejudo. So that's the next exciting one too.
Oh,
Big. I mean, all the other fights are still exciting, but that's another one, the next big
that's
one.
the big boomba, man. Damn.
The return
Hmm.
of Henry Cejudo, Triple C.
I think he's gonna be even scarier now.
Triple C.
I think so because I I can't see him as a guy like just being off like all this time he hasn't been fighting, but I feel like he's been on it. Like the fact he's been
Definitely.
training with Jones as well. Like
Yep.
I
And he's
think
been teaching as
he's
well. And I think when you're
he's been
teaching, there's a
teaching
lot more going on there. It's
different
not that you might not be drilling
understanding.
it physically, but you're
Yeah,
drilling it in your head, like
mentally, yeah,
understanding
like
it.
the
Yeah,
dynamics of things. Yeah, I
100%.
think he's gonna be quite dangerous, man. Cejudo.
It's gonna be a fun fight, very fun
It's
fight.
gonna be. I feel like the scrambles are gonna be insane.
Yes. Because
Oh,
Aljamain's the best at getting your back, and it's going to be hard trying to
mm,
get a
mm,
gold medalist, Henry Cejudo, getting his back. You
mm,
know what I mean? The wrestling scrambles are going to be good.
yeah, no, for sure. I think. Oof, can't wait for that one. Can't wait for that
So
one at
good,
all,
so
man.
good. Well, cool, man. Well, look,
How's Dubai
Dubai, yeah, I mean Dubai's
been
cool.
treating you?
Everything's all right. Yes, everything's been cool. It's the second week of Ramadan. Last week I was just a
Yes.
little bit under the weather. Something was trying to get me. So I took time off training because when I
Yeah.
was younger, I used to be like, yeah, I'm sweating out, let's go. But now I'm getting older, so I was like, look, let me take up my vitamins and let me just sleep and get some good rest. And whatever was trying to get me didn't fully get me, but it was trying to get me there. But yeah,
Mm,
Dubai's been all right, man. Just Ramadan, we've been just kind of going out and about and exploring and just having nice food for breaking our fast and stuff. My sister's
beautiful,
coming
man.
in 2 weeks, so that should be good.
Oh, that's gonna be real nice
Yeah,
too,
it's gonna be
man.
nice. I'm booking my tickets home for July today, so looking forward to just getting like booking those and getting going home in July. Um, what
Mm,
else, man? Yeah, Dubai's been cool, man. It's been nice. It's nice. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it again. Well, I've been enjoying it since the madness we went through in the beginning. So cool city, cool
Drip,
place.
drip, drip.
Yeah, like and stuff that I enjoy, like you know, my sister said we're gonna do some more touristy stuff, which I want to do because, you know, we haven't really done much. We've done like stuff looking around and exploring, but we haven't done much touristy stuff. Like, because I was like, let's save that for when people come. We'll do that together with people. So for now, you know, we just go out and about and enjoy food and enjoy different scenes and places and stuff. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Just enjoying it, man. Just enjoying it.
That's great to hear, man. You sound like you're finding yourself then you're settling in. Because yeah, about time,
Yeah,
man. That's good.
definitely,
Solid.
definitely am, man. So I'm definitely reaping the benefits and enjoying the benefits of Dubai now. Before, you know, settling in is not easy, but yeah.
One more question for you, Mr. G, man. How has the do not get angry version of yourself working out for you?
Okay, that's a good question. Listen, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if anyone can hold their anger for so much, right? You seem like a way more calm person than me in general, but I don't know if things get to you and you just get angry. But look, when Ramadan started,
Yeah.
I was like, be good, it's Ramadan. In general, just be good, be good, be good. After a week, I think I was holding it in so much. I remember last Saturday, just driving around, I just exploded. Right? I was like, I went crazy. Every little thing that someone did something, I went crazy. So I think maybe I was holding it in, and maybe just holding it in unnaturally, like forcing myself not to get angry is a bad thing. But you know, this week's been good, you know. I mean, like I'm trying to just be good, you know, like during Ramadan, trying to just fix all my imperfections and try to be good. But you know, forcing it sometimes might be hard. I'm better than before. I'm better than before, you know, and I'm
Nice,
getting a
man.
lot more like in touch with my like religious side and praying to
Yeah.
just like help me with my mental health, help me with my anger issues.
Yeah.
Trying, you know, just I've acknowledged it.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best. I'm a lot better
Good,
than
man.
before. I think maybe compressing it too much is not good. Sometimes you might have to just be like, all right, I'm letting
Yeah.
loose.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been okay. You know, it's been okay.
Yeah,
So
man.
trying, bro, trying.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gotta make it happen, man. Otherwise, like that shit will take you down, and then you'll get sick. Huh?
It's
You'll
not
get
good for
sick.
you. It's not good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's part of our human emotions. It's just about controlling it in the right way, letting it come out when it needs to. You know, emotions. A good balance of emotions are good, I think, as a human. Um,
Yeah.
uh, and
Absolutely.
trying to keep a good balance of each, and just not holding them in too much, and finding ways to express them is an important thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
bro, it's been
Yeah.
good.
Definitely.
It's been all right, man. It's been all right. So yeah, man.
Massive improvement. Massive improvement. Yeah, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We will try,
About time.
man.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's healthy. That's healthy.
Cool,
And
man. Well,
training
look, training last week I took off because I was ill.
because
Well,
you were
not ill.
ill.
I don't want to say I was ill. If something was trying to get me, so I didn't want to go train. So I'm gonna go back this
Sure.
week. I done some weight training and stuff, but not martial.
Yeah.
So I done
Shoulder injuries. How's that?
everything's good, man. Bless. Everything is good.
Smooth. Smooth.
You know, I'm still doing the recovery, I'm still doing the mobility and all that stuff. So constantly doing that. I'll
Yeah.
never stop that stuff. I think that's me for life. I was talking to a friend the other
Good.
day. I was like, because I posted some of the gym stuff I do, like, because people like, because I don't post really myself, like selfies or record like what I
Yeah, I
do.
know.
And people were asking like, what do you do if you're not doing the regular, you know, bench and trying to look, what do you do? So I showed them a couple things. Like I was doing one of the things I posted was like a seated good morning for your back. I was showing strength for back. The other one was weighted butterflies for hip mobility and strength. So I was like, this is the sort of stuff I do. I'm not looking at bench press and flies and trying to look good. I'm just trying to look at longevity, you know, and that's like mobility, that's strength, and all those sorts. So I'm doing all those exercises where it's like bulletproof knees, bulletproof back, bulletproof shoulder.
Oh,
That's for me, that's
so
what I do. So
important.
I'm going to post a little
So
bit more
important.
so for people to see like, all right, this is the sort of stuff I do.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Cool.
like, if I have time, I'll do some flies or something for my chest or whatever. If I don't, then it's not a
Yeah.
priority anymore. I would
Yeah.
like I say, I would do knees over toes, walking back. I would, like I said, I walk backwards on the treadmill 5 minutes over spending
Yes.
some time on the bench press. Like that's me
So
now. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's more
So yeah, it's
important,
going
man. The
good. Next week,
mechanics.
I'm gonna get back to train tomorrow. Go back to wrestling and MMA and boxing next week. Jiu-jitsu I'll hold tight after Ramadan just because of the timing. So 2 more weeks and then I'll go back to jiu-jitsu because it's at late in the evening and I've got prayers and breaking fast and it's a bit of a mission.
Yeah.
So yeah. Get back into routine next week, man. The Ramadan
Okay.
routine, and yeah, it's gonna be good.
That's amazing to hear that you're training without injury as well, because that was annoying. So great, great get you kind of come on the other end, and you're also maintaining your maintenance, which a lot of people don't do. So yeah, man,
Definitely.
that's a key thing.
That's what I find is important now. Yeah.
Yeah, man, solid. Gotta make it happen.
Hell yeah. Did you get a chance to do much Muay Thai?
Not that much, and probably won't.
Okay.
So yeah, because this is the kind of thing, like it's like it's right on the calf, the burn, and it's one of them bastard ones where you can't cover it.
Yeah, you can't. You have to let that heal,
because
man.
it will stick, and then it will pull up everything. So you got to just kind of leave it open and keep it dry, and so until it's dry, I can't do nothing with it. So
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. That makes sense.
So yeah, not that much. I'm just gonna like rest the next few days, just kind of lay low and let it heal, yeah.
Yeah, do that. Cool, brother. Well, look, man, it was good to catch up with you. As always, good
Likewise,
to hear that
man.
you're doing well. I mean, apart from the injuries and all that stuff, just be careful out there, my bro. And keep doing your thing, and we'll catch up soon, man. Let me quickly take a picture before we log off. Put this on the gram. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Any poses?
Don't have anything.
All right, Kimbo Slice style. All right, brother. Well, look, good to catch up as always. For the users, listeners, thank you for watching and subscribing and commenting. And we're getting a few bit engagement over our YouTube and whatnot. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that people just want to hear fans. We're just two ordinary dudes. We're fans. We're boys. This keeps us watching fights, keeps us connected. And this is just our thoughts and perspectives. We're no experts in the game, but we're fans, man. We love this shit. So I appreciate people want to listen to us and hear us give our thoughts about the fight. So yeah, man, thank you everyone. My bro, thank you again for making the time.
Exactly.
Be safe out there. We got fights all week this month. So if you got the time, let's definitely catch up. We'll do that, bro.
I'm gonna be mostly homebound, and I've got like the television hooked up with my with like my Movie Box Pro, so I can catch up with everything, because I haven't watched much since I've been out. Like Mandalorian, I haven't even seen half of it. You know what I'm saying? Like things, right? Yeah. So yeah, we'll catch up real soon.
All right, my bro. Okay, right. Take it easy, people. Peace.
That's it, guys.
Stripes. All right, let me stop this recording.